Hello everyone, Mr. Holdout here, and today I got a special video for you guys. I'm going to be showing you how to create natural landscaping for your settlements. Now this is a video I've been thinking about doing for a few days now. Now that I've got some time to actually work on it, I decided to go ahead and do it. So before we get started here, I'm going to show you some of the other landscaping I've done and kind of explain why I think this video will be helpful to you guys. So if any of you have seen my other videos, you've probably seen the more traditional landscaping that I've built, which is this type of landscaping here. And don't get me wrong, this type of landscaping looks really nice and all, but the problem is it only works if you're working with relatively flat terrain, which, as some of you know, you're not always working with flat terrain. So this technique that I developed while working on my sanctuary build here is nice because you can adapt it to pretty much any terrain. I'm going to go ahead and show you over here what I mean. You see how, you probably notice how this ground is sloped downward? This is where the landscaping techniques come into play because you can pretty much adapt it to any terrain you see. You see how I have this here? This is natural landscaping, and I'm going to be showing you how to do this. You see how you can just adapt it to, see how you can get it to fit any type of terrain you're working with? Obviously this ground here is very sloped, so you couldn't, the first landscaping I showed you, you couldn't build it here because the ground is just too uneven. But this is why I think you guys will like this, because you'll be able to use it pretty much in any type of situation. Alright, let's go ahead and go on to the other side of the map. We have to build it over there because this is the only place where I can build it, unfortunately. Sorry about the long walk, but I don't want to run. For some reason, if I run, it can kind of make my game unstable and prone to crashes, so we want to avoid that. I had to go back to a previous save in order to do this. Alright, we're going to be building, the landscaping I'm going to be showing you, we're going to be building it on the opposite side of this thing here. We're going to build it right about somewhere here. Okay, now before we get started, one thing I need to tell you guys, there's only, well, there's more than one mod, but the main mod you need is a mod called Creative Gardens, which I'll link in the description. But as far as I know, that's the only main mod you need. There are a couple others you might need as well, but I'll talk more about that once we start building here. Let's go ahead and get this started. It'll take it a minute here for the workshop to activate. Come on, there we go. Okay, now in order to build this type of landscaping here, you need the Creative Gardens mod. The only other mods I think you'll need are you'll need place everywhere. In other words, the mod lets you place stuff anywhere, but I'm assuming most of you already had that, so that's probably not an issue. And then of course, since we're building here on the coastline, which there's a lot of water here, we're going to be using rocks. See, I like to put rocks at the edge because I think it looks good. Obviously, if you weren't building near water, you wouldn't use rocks here, you would just use more bushes. But since we're building on the water, we're going to need rocks as well. But I'm assuming most of you have access to rocks, so I don't think that's going to be a big issue. The only one you really need is Creative Gardens, which is kind of a big mod. I think it's about 1.5 gigabytes, but once you download it, it gives you access to a lot of really cool stuff. So first thing we'll go ahead and do is, I guess we'll go ahead and place the rocks down. Now the way I do it, let me see, where are the ones that I liked? Yeah, I believe it was these. Let me go ahead and turn off that surface net, turn that off. And then we need to turn off the, actually we're not going to be out of bounds, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, now you don't have to be perfect with this. I'm just going to kind of, and I'm not, this is not going to be really big either. I'm just going to make this relatively simple. I don't want it to, this video to be super long. And I like this as well. Try to make this look as natural as you can. Keep in mind, we're only putting rocks on the coastline here. We're getting ready to use bushes here in a minute. I like to put these rocks at different heights to make it look more natural. Sorry if that's dark. It's kind of early in the morning, so let's go ahead and go all the way around. Might as well. And I don't really care too much. I'm just gonna go ahead and place these just to kind of get it where it needs. That's good enough. All right, now this is the mod I'm talking about here. Let me go ahead and go. It's called, or wait a minute, where is it? It's in decorations, I think. Yeah, creative gardens. This is the mod you need here. Give it a minute to load up. Whenever I first start my game and get it going, sometimes it'll kind of act weird. Okay, here we go. So there are two, I guess, menus here. We're not going to be messing with outdoor furniture, so you're going to go to landscaping. Now, one thing I'll go ahead and tell you: when you first download the Creative Garden mod, it'll ask you'll have to pick a season. I went ahead, I picked spring, but see, we're not going to be using the seasonal variant. We're only going to be using the non-seasonal. So it really doesn't matter which season you pick, because we're going to be using the non-seasonal one. Now we're going to go, in order to get these games. There we go. Game froze up for a minute. Okay, in order to get these bushes here, these dark green, we're going to be going to, I guess you call it topiary or whatever. We're going to be going to round shrubs, and I use dark green because I think it looks good. This is dark green, right? Yeah, it's dark green. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and create, I guess you call it your template or whatever. Actually, what I would do, just go ahead and place them randomly. You can fix them once you get them all placed down first. Just place them for right now, and then you can straighten them up a bit later. Ooh, I don't like that. There we go. Now keep in mind, the shape of this is not very attractive right now. That's just because this is just a demonstration video. It needs to go all the way around here. Oh my god, that's sticking up out of the air. God damn it. Oh well. I'm just going to be very quick about this. I'm just getting a very general shape right here. Alright, now we can focus on making it look decent. I like to have it sinking into the ground a bit because I think it looks a bit better. I'm using place everywhere, which lets me sink these bushes into the ground. Might just come down a bit more. Wait a minute, yeah. Go ahead and bring these down a bit more. I wish there wasn't a shadow here. That's really annoying. Hopefully you guys can see. Go ahead and bring this down. Screw it. I don't want it to. Alright, now we have the template. So this, oh wait, put these down some more. Yeah, it looks okay. Bring this one down. So I'm not going to try and make this look too perfect because I think you guys get the idea. You guys can create your own landscaping. Alright, now we have the template here. So pretty much the only thing left to do now is just to fill up this space with various flowers. I'm going to show you what I like to use, which I think looks pretty good. I experimented with this quite a bit to figure out what looks good. So okay, I think this is okay. So we're going to fill this up with flowers here. So now we're going to go back. We're going to go to plants, And now I like to start out with what they call, what is it, brambles. So there are two colors I use. I use the blue buds, and I like to use the cream buds. Or I guess, well, I use blue and white because it adds really good contrast. The other ones I don't really have much use for. So we're going to be using blue buds and cream buds. Of course, when you guys are doing your own landscaping, you can use whatever plants you want. This is just what I found that looks really good when you finish. So let's start with the cream buds, and we're just going to make this completely random here, or kind of just sort of place them anywhere. You don't want to sink them too far into the ground. You want it to stick up some. Now, as you can see here, I'm being completely random about this. I'm just letting my imagination run wild here. You basically want to let your intuition take over. Whatever feels right, just go with it. Alright, now we're going to use some blue buds. I like these brambles because they have a nice flowery look to them, and not to mention they're really good at taking up space. It fills in the gaps really nice, which is something that I enjoy. Of course, when you guys are doing your own landscaping, you can take your time and place each individual flower the way you want, but I'm just here to, this is just a tutorial video. Alright, oh, put some blue over here, just a tiny bit. Alright, now the next plant we're going to be using is called, what is it? No, we're missing one. What was it called? Was it Hufflower? No, what Hufflowers? Oh no, okay, so the next one we're using is leafy ferns. Okay, yeah. I like to use dark green. I think dark green looks really good, so we're going to go ahead and place some of these around. As you can see, I'm just letting my imagination run wild here. There's no need to be specific about this. Just kind of let your intuition take over. Whatever feels right, do it. I'm mostly just trying to fill in the gaps here. Put a little few right here. Alright. Now the next plant we're going to be, let's see, did I put enough here? I think so. We can add some more later. Now the next plant I like to use is called carrot flowers, and I use the color, what's it called? It's called hot pink. I think this hot pink adds really nice color to your landscaping, so go ahead and actually bring it up just a tad. There we go. And just kind of use this to fill in the gaps. Now you don't need to use too many of the carrot flowers here, because the carrot flowers are, they're really bright, so I don't think you want to use too many of them. Otherwise it would kind of, I think it'd be too much if you use too many of the carrot flowers. That's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, now the last thing we're going to be using is, no. Last thing we're going to be using are the rose bushes. Now I'm going to be using the large rose bushes because when you're dealing with this landscape, you want to be able to fill up as much space as quickly as you can. So it makes sense to use the large rose bushes. Now with this, you have a lot of leeway here. You can pretty much, I tend to use almost all the colors here just to give it a lot of variety, but some of my favorite colors are, let's see, I'll show you some of my favorites. Pretty much any of these beige colors, or any of this butterscotch, something like that, the apricot, any of these look good, so we'll go ahead and use some of that. Now when you get to the roses part, this is whenever you get to the roses, this is the part where I like to fill in any kind of gaps I see, because the roses, in my opinion, are the most pretty. So I like to. This is why I do the roses part last. I use it to fill in the last remaining gaps, basically. Maybe some there. Yeah, right there. Go ahead and use some other colors. What else we got? Oh, deep red. Go ahead and use... Let's use the lilac. That looks pretty nice. Again, like I said, you have a lot of leeway with the roses. Pretty much whatever you want. Wherever you see grass, put down some roses. You want to cover that up. Ooh, put one here. Actually, a couple here. Alright. Where's the white? Yeah, let's go ahead and use white. White's a really pretty color, too. Oh, wait, we need something. Let's not put the white there. There's a lot of white there. Actually, let's save the white for last. Where's the... Yeah, the bright red rose is one of my favorites. This is I like to use a lot of this. So let us... Actually, there's a lot of red. Let's put some here. I think you guys get the gist of it by now. I'm just going ahead and finishing up the video here. Oh, what else? Put some red down here. And to oh, that was right, white. Let's go ahead and put some white. Oh, I see some grass here. Let's see. I see grass here. Oops, gotta bring it up. It's alright if you misplace one. Acting like I just did there. You can. It doesn't really matter. You can place another one down pretty easily. And once you start adding in all these different rose colors, it really starts looking good, in my opinion. I think maybe we'll wrap it up with this musk pink rose, I guess. Oh no, let's use blue. Let's use blue. I think that would look good. Yeah, blue rose. Right, let's see if there's any. Oh, right here. Where else? Right here as well. I think that just about does it. I don't see any other grass that's sticking out. Oh, here's some here. Kind of bring it right up to match the carrot flowers. Oh, right there. That looks good. Let's put, no, is that? No, that looks good actually. Okay, I think we're just about done here. Now, one last tip I'll go ahead and tell you. Obviously, as far as I know, this Creative Gardens mod is only on PC. I'll double check that, but if you're on PC, one thing you can do that's really cool here is when you come out of the workshop, you can use the console command. Type in TCL, which is the fly command, and you can hover above your landscape and you see if there are any gaps. Oh, see right there? You can see I missed, there's a spot there. I'm not going to fix it though, because obviously you guys could do that on your own. I just wanted to share with you my overall technique for doing this. You can see there's a spot there. You got to put it. So any of these spots here that I just pointed out, so the ones like right there, I would use roses to fill them. You don't have to, but roses, in my opinion, are the best looking plant out of this mod, so I tend to use roses more, but that's the overall general idea of how you do this. And just to repeat, one reason why I like this landscaping technique so much is you can adapt it to pretty much any terrain. So you can see how the ground here slopes a lot. This landscaping technique is perfect for that. And then, like I said again, if you weren't building on the water, you could replace these rocks with just more green bushes and it would still look just as good. So that's pretty much how you do it. I think that's all I'm going to be doing for this video. Can't think of anything else. Like I said, I'll link the mod you need in the description, and hopefully you guys found this helpful and you can use it for your own settlement builds. Until next time, see you guys later.